morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Graybeards. What we think. My name is Wayne, and to my left, and or you'll see him on my left. My good friend Bug. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
All
Happy Sunday.
right. Yeah, if you guys haven't guessed it, today we're going to talk about uh, guiding our children to careers, right? And the reason we bring this topic up is because, as you see behind Bug there, he has his daughter and it's his mother. And way in the background, sir,
Jada.
that's his
And
daughter.
the lady
Yeah.
next to her, right, with the black on, is my mom, the one that guided my career
Hmm.
so many years ago. They took this picture, I think last year sometime. I was
This was
down
last
there.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, this was last year. My mom would kill me. She was like, "Oh, you put me on TV with my hair
Well,
crazy."
that does she watch your show?
She's only watched like one episode. She would
Okay.
if I reminded her, like, Mom, we got this thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So both of us, you and I, both were given direct direct guidance on what we were going to do with our lives, right?
Direct
Yeah.
guidance.
Yeah. My mom told me you will have a job or join the military. I don't care which, whatever, because you're not living here.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, go ahead, Wayne. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so because I was telling Bug earlier that I was kind of laissez-faire about a lot of things, whatever, kind of, whatever tide I would, was moving in life was my path, whatever, least resistance. Let's go with that.
Hmm.
So my mom said, "No, I think you should join the military." She took me down. I did the test. I qualified for pretty much everything, but I wanted to be a security policeman. That's what I wanted to do. I was going to do 4 years, get out, be a cop in Pennsylvania. But uh, life had other plans for me, right? But that was, you know,
At least you
and
had
that,
somewhat of a career path in your mind.
yeah, I never did though. I knew I thought I wanted to be a cop when I always wanted to be like a fireman, a policeman, or a truck driver or something. I wasn't necessarily,
I was like, I'll do what my dad is doing. I'll work at the lumber. Uh, he worked for this company called Langdale, right? And they
mhm.
largest landowners on the west east of the Mississippi, and they produce lumber for just about everybody. And that's what he
Yeah.
did. He was a forklift driver. He used to dry kill lumber and stuff like that. Stuff I can remember. And so I was like, I just do what he do. And he was like, boy, you crazy. You don't want to be out here. You don't want to do this. I'm like, look at what you've achieved. I mean, you got a nice place for us to live. You can feed the hog. You can't be doing too bad. And so
No,
I was
yeah,
like, no, you need to
steady
go to
paycheck,
college.
brother.
Yeah, man. So he's like, you need to try to go to college. So I had no idea what that meant, to be totally honest. I was like, go to college. Yeah, I'll just go to college. Didn't know anything about you got to pay for this stuff, and it costs how much money it would cost and what kind of assistance, if any, you could get. So I had no clue.
Hmm.
So that lady, I don't know if y'all can see my pointer. This lady, aka Nettie Mae, she was like, you're going in the military. They got college in the military. I was like, they
They
got
do.
college. I was like, okay. So she took me down to the recruiter office. I sat there and it was like, hey, you got to take the ASVAB test. I'm like, what? I didn't even know what that meant. So I was like, you got to take this test. You can't just come in the military, or we need to assess what you're good at. And so I took this test. I don't know how. but I scored high enough to get in the military. Not only the military, I scored high enough to get in the Air Force. So I felt special. Air Force. I was like, I definitely don't want to be in the army. All the movies I've watched, they'll go Escape from Germany or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, I'm not. I don't want to fight them dudes. And
Yeah.
so, so yeah. And so I chose. It was like, well, you got a whole variety of jobs you can do. What you like? So I look these guys at the job. They tease me about the easy button. So yeah, it's true. I chose something I thought would be easy. Alert photography. Like all I gotta do is take a picture. You can do that. That should be easy, right? So the
And you
recruiter
gonna pay
told me,
me?
yeah, you're gonna give me money to do that? And he was like, yeah, we're gonna give you pretty good money to do that. More you get at Burger King. I was like, well, shoot, that sounds great. And matter of fact, we're gonna feed you for free. We're gonna give you a place to stay. You're gonna have your dorm room. I'm like, what? That sounds great. I said, when can I leave? He says, well, you can leave in about 9 months. That class is full. That class part was small, okay?
Mhm.
I mean, how many alert photographers do you need? You know what I'm saying? So it probably, thinking about it in hindsight, it probably was just a season for this was seasonal
Yeah.
type stuff. So anyway, I was like, no, 9 months is too late, too long. I need to go now. And so it was like, well, you can do security force. No, I'm taking it back. You can do security specialist. I was like,
Mhm.
no, no, I don't want to be a cop. I don't want to arrest nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. That translated to me as some kind of police when you say security. I was like, nah, I ain't trying to do that. I can see myself fighting with some people. I don't want to do that. You're like, no, bro, you'll be a security specialist. What does that entail? He showed me this
Yeah.
film of somebody in Central Security Control, right? The dude had all these monitors around him, and he was sitting there with his pen and his coffee cup and
Yeah.
pointing at the camera and stuff like that. He was like, you would be dispatching, and he flipped it to some dude in a police car. You'll be telling this guy to go to the scene. You'll be telling this guy, I'm like,
Oh,
I don't have to do it. He's like, nah, you can send this guy. He will do that job that you don't want to do.
yeah.
And I said, and then how many hours do I work? I had enough sense to ask him that. He says, you'll work 8 hours. I said, how many? I mean, is that like, yeah, Monday through Friday? He was just saying, like, this dude is stupid.
He's
So I
lying to you.
all
He
of
had
that
no
stuff,
idea.
man. Yeah, I had no idea. So I was like, yeah, I want to do that. Security specialist. Oh my God. What did I do? What the heck did I do?
What did I just
And
get
so,
myself into?
yeah, what do I do? Yeah, I didn't know it. I didn't know until I graduated basic, right? Or whatever they call it. I don't know if it was a graduation or maybe it was. But anyway, it was
Mhm.
calling out folks. Everybody had orders where they was going to tech school. You're going here, you're going here. Security. It was like security, police is here, law enforcement, or whatever it was called. So I was standing all by myself. And it was like, Aaron Sharp. What's your AFSC? I was like, well, you haven't called it yet. He was like, what is your AFSC? I was like, I'm security specialist. Get your bleep, 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 bleep. He flatlined on bleep. Over here. You're a freaking cop. But basically, he said something like that. I was like, oh, I've been hanged. That's when I
Mhm.
realized I had been had. And then I realized, man, I had to go to tech school. I had to learn how to rush and roll. I had to low crawl. All of this stuff. I'm like, man, this sucks. But I met some good friends, and then it stopped sucking. Misery loves company. So I did it for 21 years and 11 months. And I eventually got that job he was talking about. Eventually, when I was in England, they sent me to BIS school, and I learned how to do the alarms and how to,
Yeah.
uh, all of
Well,
that kind of stuff.
well, to
Yeah,
kind of move along.
yeah. Let's move along. I'm
So
sorry, I
you and
got
I,
long-winded.
so you have come to a crossroad with your youngest daughter that you have pictured there
In the white shirt.
in the white shirt. Yep. That the you know with based on your experience being in the military, where you know to give her guidance on what job, right? She's decided to go in the military. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's what she says. That's what she's touting. I think she's trying to get some more time here. Hey, Dad, you said have a career path, and I could stay here longer.
Hmm.
Oh, you're gonna be on that path, baby. You're gonna be on that path. Daddy is ready for you to sprout your wings and fly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so like, just real quick for like my girls, both of them, my wife and I were in agreement that from day one, both my girls knew, were always taught that after high school they would go to college. That was
Mhm.
the, I didn't care what they did. It was never you're going to be this or you're going to be that, but you're going to go to college. I don't care, whatever. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Um, but they both went. They both got a degree. My oldest daughter has her master's degree in occupational therapy. My
Mhm.
youngest has a bachelor's. I hate to say the words, liberal something arts. She's got an art degree, right, with a
Okay.
minor in chemistry, I think. And she'll correct me if I'm wrong, but
Uh-huh.
um, she thought she wanted to be a, I want to say, biochemist and work for the CDC, looking
Right.
at, until she actually did that stuff in school, she realized I don't want to spend my life looking through a microscope. And fair enough, I get that. At that young age, you don't really know, right?
Hmm.
But I was like, you're at least going to have your college degree. You're going to, whatever it takes, I'm going to make sure you guys go to at least get your bachelor's degree, have it. Because we all know, right, that people that have a higher education, whether it be an undergrad or graduate degree or whatever, typically earn more money in life. And that was my goal, right? And they're both doing very well. They both work for the government. They kind of fallen in my path. I've always worked mostly as an adult for the government. So you're in
Yeah.
that transition
Hmm.
of, now your situation's a little different with Jada.
Hmm.
Um, but
Yeah.
it's
A little bit
exciting,
different.
man.
I mean,
It's exciting time, man. It's a
it
difficult
is.
decision.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, I think the military will be good for Jada, to go ahead and sprout her wings and see what life is all about
Yeah,
and do a little maturing, a little bit more um, discipline. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Right now, she's at that age and she wanna, what I'm saying, do some other things.
Yeah. Well,
But
we have to talk about your oldest daughter. She went in the
yeah, let's do
military,
that. Appreciate that.
and it did a good thing for her,
It
right?
did. It turned out
Yeah.
really well. Peaches, aka Alicia.
Hmm.
She did 6 years in the military. She finished she got her degree. If you want to call it that, yeah, I guess so. Your wife is an RN. Well, I know your wife was an RN,
She is.
and
She is.
she still is. Okay, and so uh, my oldest daughter, she got her degree. She graduated. She's an RN somewhere here in Columbia, South Carolina. Matter of fact, I
Mhm.
was just over her house. I'm babysitting for her right now,
Yeah.
and it was good. The military was a good launch pad for her. You know what I'm saying? She was able to gain her independence, get some exposure,
Hmm.
go to college, mature up a little bit, which she was pretty mature anyway.
Yeah.
And she's doing really good, really good. And she's also helping me with Jada.
Yeah.
She's talking to her, giving her the female perspective of life and the military and a lot of stuff. So she's helping out a bunch. And I definitely appreciate that, Peach. Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's important, right? To have um, someone that has that experience. Similar.
Mhm.
I don't know how to word this, but I don't know. I think a lot of people in general have a struggle, right? It's either you pass or fail, right? They
Right.
either adapt or they don't to the military, and um, it's hard for a lot of people. It's been a little different than the last, say, 10 years, we'll say, maybe a
Mhm.
little longer, where when you join the military, a lot of times you lose your individualism. Is that a word? I
Yeah,
think.
that's a good word. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you lose that. Because you're taught you all dress the same, everybody eats the same food, you do the same things because it's an exercise in unifying everybody. Everybody's the same. We all have a job that are different jobs, but everybody's the same. They're treated the same, and a lot of people struggle with that. They want their individualism. And
Hmm.
it's a matter of whether you pass or fail at that, right? And you would, when you're on the job, if you per se, you are not an individual. You're a team cohesion. You're supposed to. Everybody knows the rules. They're laid out for you. This is how you interact with people. This is how you give, your appearance and everything. There's a ton of things.
Hmm.
People will struggle with that. People
True.
have to
Oh
even
yeah.
to this day.
Yeah. And Jada seems to, you gotta want to do it, you gotta want to succeed no matter what it is. Even with your girls going to college and everything, they had to have the want to, and they had to make some adjustments, some adapts. They had to adapt to the environment, the culture that they was in, I'm sure. Um, Resist certain temptations, stay on the path that you had given them. So yeah, it required a lot of, I would say maybe more self-discipline than the military. The military, the discipline, somebody's guiding you. You know what I'm saying? To a
Yeah,
certain
true.
extent. Yeah. So kudos to your girls, for having that, or you and your wife for instilling that in them, that self-discipline, and they fall in that path, you
Yeah,
know.
and that's the thing, um, they, I'm sure they could, if they were on here, they would tell you, there's things they experienced and they wish they hadn't, or,
Mhm.
done things a little differently. And that's all part of growing up in life, right? We're all going to struggle. We're all going to make mistakes, if you will, in life. And it's just a matter of, you know, getting,
Yeah.
getting over it. And hopefully they're not catastrophic mistakes.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Hopefully they're not catastrophic. So,
Yeah.
so yeah. So man, that's good. Hopefully Jada will get in there. That's her plan. That's the plan right now. Her plan is to join. She did her ASVAB finally.
Yeah.
And I
She
said, and
qualified for
she
something,
scored
right?
high enough to qualify for the U.S. Armed Services, whichever branch you
Hmm.
choose to go in.
Well,
And
of course, you know, I'm kind of biased to the Air Force because I think the Air Force was very good. I think they have a much better environment to live in. Let's put that word. But I don't
Mhm.
have any experience doing Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, whatever.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you have more of with the because there's our force is less, there are less individuals. Well, Marines maybe very similar, but you probably have more. Oh, it's less of a group effort with the Air Force probably
mhm.
than it is with the Army and Navy, maybe even the Marines too. You know how we come up in the military, they start separating us from the herd. You had instead of shacking up with 50 guys or however many, just you and your roommate, and then you got to
Mhm.
the point where it was just you. So
Oh yeah.
so yeah,
Well,
you
we've
kind of
all
sprung.
we've all had those experiences where you're it's definitely when you're not used to being in a room with, well, I've probably the most was, I don't know how many was in our barracks when we went to basic. What was there, like,
Shoot, it was 2 bays.
yeah,
So
we had two bays, double bunks,
I'm
most of
thinking
them
about
all,
probably about 52, maybe
eh,
52,
probably
32, maybe 32,
some
something like that.
30s, 40 people. I don't know. It varied, right? There were
Because
all,
it was,
some flights weren't all
yeah,
full. So,
yeah. In mine, I think it was. I think it was 13 in my row, and then I had a row across from me. I had 13, and then another bay. So we all was together.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what
we had
I'm saying?
a
So
couple. So my bunk was single. I didn't have a double bunk. Some people they had
I was
double
single,
bunks.
yeah. I was single
I was
too.
single, but I don't know of
Yeah.
anybody that was doubled up. And I
Hmm.
know people that were in double bunks, but they didn't have someone else with them. So,
Right. Yeah.
hmm.
Dang. We'll have
But
to go
yeah,
into
that's.
details about that one of these days.
Oh my goodness, I got yelled at the first night. The first night.
Mhm.
I'll
Uh-huh.
never forget this guy. His name was Master Sergeant Ronald Wynn,
Hmm.
Winn. That dude. We had a master sergeant, right?
Hmm.
Coming in there. They were struggling at the time with instructors. I know we went through a couple different instructors, and then Sergeant Wynn ended up taking over and doing everything that like
Hmm.
the last couple of weeks, I think.
Hmm.
Because we had a staff and a buck sergeant, maybe senior airman, I don't know.
Yeah, mine was a staff sergeant. Staff sergeant loaded. Never forget that cat.
Yeah, I don't remember the other ones because they were only there for a week or two. But I got yelled
Hmm.
at the first night because I didn't sleep with the t-shirt, underwear, and socks. I didn't. I just had my underwear, right? And he had said that when you go to bed, I wasn't paying attention, right? Go figure, right? He had said something about t-shirt, and I thought he said to get them out, right? But no, you're supposed to wear them. He come down there and he started yelling at me. I just jumped up, put my t-shirt on and socks, and jumped back in the bed. Didn't say a damn thing. That was the first night. The first night, man. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, man. It was crazy. Yeah, I didn't get yelled at directly. They was doing the wall locker shakedown or whatever.
Oh
I don't.
man, I could tell you
It
stories.
was, yeah, man. This dude went in there and he was telling me how mucked up my damn locker was. And they hadn't even told us what to do. It was just, I just put, this is your locker. I just put stuff in it. And then they did an inspection, right? And they was like screaming and yelling. Everybody was getting jammed up. And so he saw I saw a picture of my girlfriend at the time. And he looked at it, he was like, who is this? It's like, that's my girlfriend. He frisbeed it across the room. Get him about her. I'm like, man, he just tossed my girlfriend across the room like she was nothing. She was nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? That thing went, I used my peripheral vision as much as I could to keep tracking.
Where is my picture?
Where is my freaking picture? This is the only thing I have.
Yeah,
This is the only part of the other
this
world that
nightmare
I
will
have.
end soon. Yeah, but it went. Looking back, that 6 weeks went by quick, man. It was like a
Yeah,
blur.
looking back, man, I didn't think it was ever going to end. I was like 6 weeks, especially being the age that we were, 19. 6 weeks is an eternity. I mean, 18. Man, that was an eternity. I was just counting down. I was like, man. And then somebody didn't like me. Well, they don't count their weeks like you're counting your weeks. What,
Mm-hmm.
man? They're like, only Monday through Friday count. I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
dang, 5 for going to 30. 6 times. I mean, what is wrong? They were like, nah, bro, you're going to be here a little bit longer than that.
Yeah,
And I was like, what?
yeah. I think it ended
Somebody,
up being like a month and a half, right?
I think so. It was
Yeah,
a long time.
and then we were like go to their formal training or tech school to learn our job. That was another 6 weeks.
Hmm.
I think it's
Hmm.
more now. I think they've incorporated more stuff.
Yeah. Because I was thinking for whatever reason, I was just thinking 30 days or something. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what I was thinking, but it was like, nah, bro, you're talking about a different kind of 6 weeks, son. So I was like, oh my God, that set me back. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I remember opting to go to church versus stay and do KP or whatever.
Mm. I
And
ended up doing K. I did KP numerous times, and that was easy for me because I was a
I did it
dishwasher at one
twice.
point.
Oh, that sucked when I had KP. I was like, man, what the heck am I doing?
That was
It
easy
sucked.
for
And then I
me.
had to feed them. I mean, the masses. I mean, there was so many freaking troops. Good God, so many trays.
It was never ending dishes, man. It was like, but it
My
wasn't
body
bad
hurt.
though because they had rules, right? Remember when you had to clean all your stuff off, put it in the trash and all that?
Hmm.
They gave us
Yeah,
like 10 minutes to eat, so it was like
yeah, yeah.
it
There
was
was still food on some of those plates, and my job was all that kind of crazy stuff. I'm getting wet,
yeah.
all kind of stuff, man. It was crazy. It was crazy time. Now, then at one time I had they sent me to this lady called the Black Widow. And they was like, "Ooh, Sharp, you're going to the Black Widow, dude." And I had all kind of horror stories about this lady, man.
Mm,
So I had to get my Lachlan laser because it was at night. I had to watch over her flight at night. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember anybody doing that to us, but that was my job since I had been there. So however long I had been there, I had to march over to this dorm, and I was like, man, I hope I can find this darn place. And
yeah.
so I somehow I found it. Then you got to knock on the door, do your reporting statement, all this bull crap. Got to deal with the little airman at the door. They let me in. Then I had to go to her office, and then she told me, she was like, "Airman Sharp, your sole job is to teach my babies how to tie their shoes." And I was like, I was just thinking in my mind, what the heck does that mean? What is that code for?
Is
And
that, yeah.
so if you don't believe in God, you probably that was showing me that there was a God. Because I was like, the only thing was string them up, and then you got to make an X at the top. Somehow I dug that out of recesses of my mind. And then
Well,
she was like,
you
very good,
okay,
Airman,
so
basically.
let's get back on track here. So what's Jada gonna do?
Don't
Has she
know.
said? She hasn't said? She hasn't
She has not
decided?
said. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe tonight. I let her spend the night with one of her friends, so that's where she's at right now.
Okay. Because
So
reason I say
when
that,
she
let's get back on track here. We got about 10 minutes.
okay, focus.
Focus, stay focused. We could talk about our experiences in basic training on another show. It's
Yeah,
because it's definitely a unique experience. But
yeah. She's about to experience
well,
that.
what does she lean? What branch of service is she going to lean towards? Is she
She's
thinking
leaning
Air
hard
Force?
towards the Air Force. Her mother is pushing her to join the Navy for some ungodly reason. I'm like, why do you want this child to go live on a boat for 6 months at a time? Her mother's probably never been on a boat. I don't know. But she's like, yeah, you get to sail the seven seas, something maybe she remembered from elementary school or something. But anyway, her mom was like, you should go to the Navy. And I'm telling her, I'm like, Jada, based on what I have observed of you, you need to stay on land as much as possible, you know.
Well, I
But it's
mean,
your decision.
well, what is? I mean, I know what. I don't know what she likes to do or what her interests are. Um,
TikTok.
but well,
No, too.
that's a lot
Yeah,
of the, you know.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean,
But
what does she find intriguing? What does she, does, I mean, I don't know. I mean, not just
um,
the social network of the, 21st century, whatever it is, right?
yeah. She what I would if I had somebody put a gun to my head, what your daughter like to do, and you can't say I don't know. Can I get more time?
Yeah.
But so I would gather she would probably like something. She's shown interest in something dealing with maybe some medical type stuff. I think she might be leaning that way because Peaches was a dental assistant. I'm not
Mhm.
sure if that's the term.
Well, they
She
have
kind of
dental
like,
hygienists and they have,
yeah,
those,
yeah. She was
there
some,
is,
yeah, she was doing something like that in the
I
military,
don't know,
helping.
cleaning people's teeth. I don't know,
I know, but she
I don't
did
have the
that
best
in
teeth.
education.
I'm terrible with teeth.
Yeah,
So,
my teeth ain't what they used to be. But yeah, I mean, she did a lot more than I thought that she did. I'm like, my God, he was a kid and you was watching this mug. She was like, man, people come in there, their teeth look like they were bowling pins or something. I'm like, God, holy smoke. And you had to see
Ooh.
all of that. She's like, "Yep, I saw it," and then she dealt with it and everything. So I don't know. Jada was telling me she was like, "I don't know if I can deal with a lot of blood." Don't tell your recruiter that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
yeah, that's a. But I mean, I mean, she likes doing hair and stuff like that, right?
of
Cosmology or whatever,
course,
cosmetology,
cosmetology.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She
They
kind of
don't
likes
have
that.
those in the Air Force or any
Mhm.
other branch of service, but she does have some kind of an artistic. There is an art to that, right?
Mhm. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's some skills she's developed of her own. She's able to was able to do stuff like that. But she's expressed interest in computers of late, let's say like the last 6 months or so. So I don't know how she scored in that area, on the test. But she's expressed interest in that. Some type of office work, I'm thinking she might feel like she's well suited for. But I want to let her know that look, you got to think beyond the military. You want to actually develop a skill, a real skill, that's unique if possible. That only
Well,
a few
something
people
that she
have.
likes doing, there's always, tons of things. I mean, there's so many things that they do. It's not even funny.
It's a lot. And she realized finally realized, I probably shouldn't say finally, but recently she realized that the Air Force and the military is a self-contained world. They
Hmm.
have everything that you have on what we call the outside. You know, they
Hmm.
have barbers, uh, they have people that not just fight war, but they have a lot of administrative type jobs, computer, like, people.
Well, yeah, I mean, they could do
Yeah.
so many things,
So
man.
many things. It's like they're self-contained for the most
Yeah.
part. So she was like, man, it's like a city and within a city. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's a world within a world, you know. We don't have to go to the outside to get stuff. We say everything we need is on the installation for the most part, so yeah, your living
Yeah.
quarters,
It,
whatever you need, food.
yeah. I
So
don't,
yeah.
I had no idea what my girls wanted to do. They figured it out,
Mhm.
on their own, kind of. This,
Yeah,
both of them are stupid smart. I mean, it's ridiculous how smart they are.
yeah.
Um, this one, she was more of the social butterfly, if you will, growing up,
Hmm.
where this one was more of an introvert kind of
Hmm.
thing, person,
Hmm.
that she,
Yeah.
and she, but she would, I mean, again, they're top of their class and crazy
Hmm.
smart.
Yeah.
They, they're
That
doing
helps a
well.
lot.
They're figured it out. She's doing something that with the government doing contracts that she kind of likes it. She says she loves doing it. She loves the challenge. And she's doing the
That's
same
key.
thing now. She does both occupational therapy on a part-time
Hmm.
now, but she also works doing contracts because it's
Hmm.
steady work, right?
Mm.
I don't know if
Yeah.
she's enjoying it as much because they have this
Hmm.
higher expectation than I think that she feels capable of doing. And I just think
Yeah.
they're both fairly, she's been doing it longer than she has,
Hmm.
but
Do they
yeah,
compare notes or whatever? I mean, they talk about their job and
this girl,
stuff.
my Lindsay can read a book in like an hour. She'll, she's
Mm-mm.
like speed reads, right? So I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know where she gets it. She must get it from her mother. I don't know. And she is they're both very detail orientated people. I don't know who they
Mhm.
get that from. Maybe. I don't know.
Uh, yeah, they probably got something from their pops. He's a
Yeah,
very observant individual.
it's yeah, it's both a blessing and a curse, if you will.
Yeah,
But either way, I wish them
yeah,
both well. I wish Jada figures out what she wants. I know praying for her to, you know, it may
appreciate it.
one great thing about the military, if it isn't something you want to do, you typically always get the opportunity to change jobs later.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah, my
not,
doctrine is all work sucks. That's me. But I
it,
do find a way. I do find a way to enjoy it. If I can't necessarily enjoy the task, I can at least enjoy the
mhm.
people
Yeah,
that's surrounding
absolutely.
me.
Yep,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? So social skills are definitely something that can help you wherever you're at. Good
Yeah.
social skills. That's what helped me. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
we got about a minute left, so I give a shout out to their mother. She raised them. I just helped. Um,
Yeah. You probably
that's what I
guardrails
feel.
or
I
something.
think my
Yeah.
wife, she did a fantastic job with these
Yeah.
girls. And moms, I give moms a lot of credit.
Awesome, man. Shout out to the village because it took what? It took a whole village, Jada, to get you where you are.
Yeah,
You know
Jada's
what I'm
gonna
saying?
do
So
good, man. I think, I don't now putting her, but I think you've done a good job in the last couple of years, getting her,
appreciate it.
giving
Appreciate it, man.
her
She's coming along.
proper guidance.
Like
But anyways,
Virginia Slim say, you've come a long way, baby.
yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope everybody had a great Easter, and we'll catch you on the next one. God bless.
Au revoir. That's my Kelly piece
Au
from
revoir.
Married with Children. Married with Children. Hey, Mom. Thanks for
All
kicking
right.
me to the military.
Take care, everyone.
Peace.